All right, so the topic I'm gonna talk about today is something I heard in a video from somebody, and it really resonated with me. So I want to talk about it to y'all. And it was that comparison is the thief of all joy. What I mean by that is, anytime you compare yourself to someone that's where you want to be at, that has done the work that you're doing to get there, but you're not there yet, you're always gonna feel bad about yourself. And the weird thing about comparison is this: if you're anything like me, you never compare yourself to someone you're doing better than. You always compare yourself to someone who you think is doing better than you. What I mean by that is, if you just joined the gym, if you just started taking care of your health, if you just started looking out for yourself, if you just started doing stuff for yourself for the first time in your life, you're going to look at people who have been consistently doing the same things to take care of themselves, take care of their health, been in the gym for years, and you're going to look at them and you're going to start comparing yourself to them, and it's going to ruin everything and make you want to quit because you're going to be upset because you're not where they're at. When in all actuality, if you just continue to be consistent and do what you need to do in your health journey, eventually you will be where you want to be at. And the way you do that is when you start living like you're already at where you want to be at. And you consistently live like that for an extended period of time. Because people significantly underestimate first how much fat they have on their body. I did. I knew I was very, very fat, but I didn't know how fat I really was until I looked at pictures of myself from before and looked at pictures of myself now. I'm just blown away. I thought, oh, I'm a little chunky, and everybody lies to you and say stuff like, yeah, you got a little weight on you, but you don't really look that bad and stuff like that. The whole time I looked like I was 6 months pregnant. So don't compare yourself to anyone. The only person you want to compare yourself to is the person that you used to be. If you compare yourself to the person you used to be and you change your habits and you're living better, you will eventually get to a point to where you're proud of yourself. And the way that you get confident in yourself and confide in yourself is by consistently doing the things that you know are good for you, not the things that you know are bad for you. It's not about perfection. We're not looking for perfection because perfection is not real. There was only one perfect person that ever walked the earth, and I'm not him, and neither are you. So this is what you do. If you're really fat, like I was, between 35 and 40% body fat, all you have to do is simply do this. Get a calorie tracker on your phone, MyFitnessPal, something like that. If you're living a sedentary lifestyle, which means you're not moving at all or barely at all, put not active in it, and it will give you a calorie range to lose weight. Now you have to pick your goal in it. I would suggest if you're very, very, very fat, like I was, don't lose more than 2 pounds of fat a week. Now you will lose more weight than that when you stop eating the foods that you used to eat, when you stop eating the ultra processed foods, when you stop eating the desserts, when you stop eating the takeout, when you stop eating the DoorDash, when you stop eating all of that stuff. You will lose more than 2 pounds of weight, but you won't lose more than 2 pounds of fat. Because people get this misunderstood, because I've done every fad diet that they have in the book. And I thought I was actually doing something because I would look and I would get on carnivore, keto, vegan, juice, whatever you want to call it. I tried everything. And then I would look, and 2 weeks later, I would be 15 pounds less heavy. And I'd be like, wow. And then people say, man, you lost some weight, blah, 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 blah. The whole thing about it is you could lose that and still not lose any fat. You could lose water, because every gram of carbs holds 3 grams of water. So whenever you eliminate all those foods that are heavy carb and heavy sugar foods, your body will expel a lot of water, and it will fake you into thinking that you're actually losing fat, when in all actuality, even if you eat the same calories that you were eating before, but you're not eating a high carb diet, you will lose a lot of water weight and a lot of glycogen, and you won't actually lose any fat. So it's this simple. Like I said, don't compare yourself to people that have been in the gym for a long time. If you start going to the gym, you're going to see a lot of lean people, a lot of jacked people. Those people have been consistently living like that for a very long time. That's why they look the way they look. If anything, use them for inspiration. Go up to them, ask them questions, ask them what do they eat, ask them how do they lift, ask them what do they do. And then eventually you incorporate those things into your life and you start seeing results, and then that continues on this journey to give you the motivation that you need to continue. But eventually the motivation will go away, and that's where the rubber meets the road at. Because guess what? It's really easy to stay on this journey when the feeling still exists of motivation. But eventually, if you do this long enough, the motivation will go away. And then you're going to find out who you really are. Like, I did this and started doing this for about 3 months. Probably lost 20, 30 pounds. You know, I was motivated. I was grinding and everything like that. And all of a sudden, I hit a wall of motivation just went away. But I was so locked in already, and I got so used to doing the things that I was doing that even though the motivation left, I still continued to do what I was doing. So how far have I gotten on my journey so far? Basically, when I started this, I was around 235, 240 at 5'9". That says enough. Between 35, 40% body fat at best. I looked like I was 6 months pregnant. I had titties. I couldn't see my Johnson anymore. I was ultimately cooked, deep fried, sauteed, broiled, boiled. Any word you want to use, I was that. What I started to do was I started walking more. I started eating less. I started tracking my calories. I started weighing my food. I did the things that people talk about on here that give suggestions of to do. I didn't think about it. I didn't get analysis paralysis. I just did it. And now where I'm at today is I'm at 175 pounds at 13.8% body fat. I have good muscle mass. And one thing I left out is you want to eat high protein. They say 1 gram of protein per lean body mass. I say 1 gram of protein per body weight when you're in a cut, because you're going to need that to preserve muscle. So like I said, don't compare yourself to anyone you're doing better than. Don't compare yourself to anyone you're doing worse than in your mind, because you're going to not have joy from that. Just be joyful that you saved your life. You're not only getting in shape and you're not only getting lean to look good, you're getting lean and getting in shape to spare your life and to have a good quality of life for the rest of your life. Like, I used to worry about money all the time. Money was the motivating factor in my life. I felt like if I had money, if I was making money, if I had things, I was good. But in reality, I was on my way to type 2 diabetes, coronary disease, a heart attack, or a stroke. And even with all the money in the world, if you have those things, you're going to be dead. So it's not going to matter. If somebody else that didn't work for your money is going to be spending your money that you worked so hard for. So now I don't worry about money. Some months I have really good months at my job. I make really good money being an entrepreneur and having my own business. I do really well. Some months I don't do really well. But what I realize is by taking care of my health and by taking care of myself and getting myself in shape, I have added so many more good years of working age to my life that I'll be able to make more money. And also, I don't live a consumerist way of life anymore. I don't try to keep up with the Joneses. I don't buy the newest shit. I don't buy the newest shoes. I don't buy Jordans. I don't buy any of that stuff anymore. I have a regular work truck. I have a Toyota Camry, and I have a regular apartment. Because guess what? I'm happy with myself today. I understand that material things don't make me. My habits make me. My discipline makes me. My consistency makes me. Those are the things that make me. And then after a while, if you continue on this journey and you continue taking care of yourself, then you get to a point to where you start to respect yourself and other people start to respect you too. So I just want to give y'all a little bit of game on how this is going to be, what you can do, and warn you to not compare yourself to other people, because every time you compare yourself to other people, you're going to come up short. And I want you to know, if you're on this journey and you're making a change, you're enough. You can do this. This is not impossible. Many people before you have done this. Shout out to all the aesthetic creators, all the lean creators, and all the people that gave me free game that I just followed and I listened. Now I'm at 13.8. I'm slowing myself down. I got it to lose 0.5 to 0.25 pounds of fat so I can gain muscle mass while I lose fat. And on the road to 10%, 10 to 8%, I won't look flat when I get there. I'm going to have muscle mass, and I'm going to have a good V taper to go along my fat loss and my leanness, because guess what? This is not a race. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. It's a lifestyle, and it's an identity change. I'm not doing this for a cruise. I'm not doing this for a beach trip. I'm not doing this for the summer. I'm not doing that for anything. I'm doing this for life. And the way I eat is the way I live, and the way I live, I feel good. I'm going to do a video on eating in the future. I just did a video on shopping, how to avoid, you know, all the stuff that's going to keep you cooked forever. And I just hope that y'all got something from this. And I hope that this could give y'all some motivation to get yourself together and realize no matter how cooked you are, you can uncook yourself and you can start cooking. Thank y'all.